This is NDDC Today.
Hello there, and compliments of the Yuletide season. Glad you could join us, as even with the Christmas celebrations in the air, we continue to beam our searchlight on the development interventionist initiatives of the NDDC in the Niger Delta region. Sustainable development is not all about infrastructure, as human capital development, which is a critical area of intervention by NDDC, especially with respect to the youth, is also key to the overall development process. In today's highlights, NDDC holds public presentation of landmark achievements on youth development and empowerment initiatives of the current governing board and management in Port Harcourt. And to appreciate God for all He has done in 2014, NDDC's governing board members and management joined the commission staff for the end-of-year Thanksgiving service. This is NDDC Today. I am Tokumbo Uyonide. At the inception of the current NDDC governing board, the chairman, Senator Bassi Ewa Henshaw, and the managing director, CEO, Barrister Basidan Abia, pledged a more robust interaction with Niger Delta youths. Now, pursuant to this, the governing board gave approval for a whole range of youth development and empowerment initiatives in which the youths would be more directly engaged. Niger Delta youths were, according to this new governing board, to look forward to a new beginning of hope through human capital development programs. Now, 1 year on, how much has this become reality? To provide answers to that question, the NDDC recently held a public presentation of landmark achievements on its youth development and empowerment initiatives, as our correspondent now reports.
It looked like Port Harcourt stood still for 2 days as Niger Delta youth leaders and beneficiaries of NDDC's empowerment programs gathered in the Rivers State capital to appreciate what the Commission has done for them in the past 12 months. From the 9 mandate states, they came to witness the first ever public presentation of landmark achievements on youth development and empowerment initiatives of the current governing board and management. The journey to this day started 1 year ago, when the governing board and management assumed duty, pledging among others to prioritize youth development and empowerment programs of the Commission. After 1 year in office, the entire NDDC leadership was on hand, led by the governing board chairman, Senator Bassi Ewa Henshaw, the MD CEO, Barrister Basidan Abia, board members, the Executive Director of Projects, Engineer Tuoyo Omasuli, directors and other senior management staff to take stock on the successes recorded so far.
The point I want to emphasize is that the 3-point agenda of the present board for the constructive engagement of the youth of the region was inspired by the transformation agenda of Mr. President. We merely keyed into the transformation program of Mr. President. The present board has emphasized the need to decentralize the program of the Niger Delta Commission. We will strive as much as possible, because today I have to answer a lot of questions even from board members. It is our desire to drive whatever program that we are embarking upon to the remotest part of this region, not necessarily driven from Port Harcourt. That's the necessary ground. Like I said, I am honest enough to admit that we have not yet reached the expectation of the people of this region. But I want to assure you that we will continue to strive every year to improve on the modest achievements we made so far.
The MD CEO restated his appeal to youth leaders in the Niger Delta region to continue to maintain the peace in order to ensure sustainable development and the growth of democracy in the country.
A year ago, Mr. President inaugurated the present board. I still recall that on 1st of May, we gathered here again at this interactive level. And one of the things, appeal I made to the youth of the Niger Delta region was to appeal to us to maintain peace. It was through your struggle that we achieved we made some of the remarkable achievements that we've recorded so far. At a point, some of you took to arms because of your justified anger with the way things are being handled in this region. Today, having produced the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, what then will be your justification of continuing in that armed struggle? I pleaded with you to give peace a chance. I pleaded with you to maintain peace in the region, because it is only through peace that we can bring development to the region. That's why I said I'm so honored, and on behalf of the board, and indeed the entire management and staff of NDDC, I want to express my very profound appreciation to each and every one of you for turning up this evening at this interactive session.
The chairman of the NDDC Governing Board, Senator Ewa Henshaw, in his opening remarks, congratulated beneficiaries of the various youth development and empowerment programs of the Commission and urged them to be good ambassadors of the Niger Delta.
As a board, our focus has been to lay policy guidelines, try to chart a course for the Niger Delta. And in doing so, we have talked about key infrastructural developments. Key infrastructural developments. Developments that will open up the Niger Delta, as well as integrate the economies of these various states and expand the base for development and growth. That's what we've been trying to do. We've been dealing with infrastructure like roads, power, healthcare, and so on and so forth. But one of the key policy directives that we have laid for the board, or for the management rather, has been the youth. The youth of the Niger Delta are the future of the Niger Delta. They represent the future of the Niger Delta. So I think we have tried to place the greater emphasis of development in the Niger Delta on the youth. And that's why we have all of you here today. Our focus for youth has been in training. We've sent youths who are here to the Maritime Academy in Oron for seafaring. We've provided opportunity for technical training. We've given business support. There are some youths that are being sent to the Ministry of Power to train in power development, electricity, and all of that. We are empowering you to become self-employed through commerce, through agriculture. And one of the flagship projects that we have is the Foreign Scholarship Scheme. And for 2014, we are at the point of sending out about 210 graduates to foreign institutions all over the world for technical training, up to master's and doctorate levels. Because we think that for the Niger Delta, manpower is the most important factor.
Earlier in his welcome address, the Director of Youth, Sports, Culture and Women Affairs stated that with the achievements recorded in the past 1 year, more opportunities will be opened up for Niger Delta youths in every sector by NDDC.
Indeed, we are lucky to have a youth-friendly board, ranging from the chairman to the MD, the EDs, and other board members. They are all very, very passionate about the development of youth in the region. As I said earlier, generally, we are here for the public presentation of landmark achievements of youth development and empowerment initiative of NDDC.
It was not just a night for speeches, but one of color and celebration, as the youths lit up the night with various performances to the delight of everyone present.
Comedy or music concerts in the Niger Delta area. Why? Why is it all happening in Lagos? It's happening in Abuja. What is happening to us? Let me tell you, whether you like it or not, tomorrow at the common office, we need to bring concerts to this Niger Delta. I'm telling you. Why?
Earlier in his presentation, the SA to the MD CEO on Youth, Sports, Conflict Resolution and Women Affairs highlighted some key programs of NDDC aimed at developing and empowering them to be independent and wealth creators in their own rights.
Today, we will not talk about the fact that this commission under the current fourth governing board have completed nearly 37 mega projects in the region. We will not mention today the fact that in 1 year, this board has completed and commissioned the prototype universities in the University of Benin, the hosted University of Benin, that of University of Delta State in Africa, that of Federal University Technology Owerri, and so on. We will not talk about the beautiful roads and bridges that we have been able to build for the people of this region. But today, we will tell you what we have done, concrete proof, in fact and evidence how we have affected the lives of our youth. The Commission sponsored a total of 250 Niger Delta youths for a 6-month pre-seamanship course at the Maritime Academy of Nigeria, Oron. The good news today is that about 89 beneficiaries of that scheme will be presented with requisite documentation that will further enable them to go on board ships as seamen. This is in addition. To relevant certificates acquired at the Institute in the course of their training. In arriving at the decision to train youth in maritime, the Commission took cognizance of the aquamarine nature of the region and the need to source skilled youth within the region, bearing in mind the need to develop local content. This has no doubt opened more opportunities and improved the employability of the 250 benefiting youth, especially in the maritime industry. Given that this program is segmented in phases, many of our youth are expected to benefit from this low-level initiative, which will in turn reduce tension, education, and unemployment in our region. The Commission, in supporting Mr. President's peace initiative in the region, assisted in sponsorship of 45 ex-agitators leaders under the Presidential Amnesty Program, phase 1, to a leadership training in South Africa. The game is the peaceful atmosphere that pervades in the region today. Keying into the window of the Amnesty Program to send some ex-agitators for leadership training in South Africa is simply aimed at getting these leaders to continue to utilize the dialogue option and invite shame to their followers. The benefits to the region and in fact the entire continent is too numerous to be ignored, and the resultant effect of course is the peace that has returned permanently in our region.
At the end of the day, a night which started with the public presentation of landmark achievements on youth development and empowerment initiatives of NDDC ended as a night to remember, showcasing the very best talents of Niger Delta youths. The last words belong to some of the beneficiaries of NDDC's youth development programs at the event.
The training has really made impact in our lives, the lives of the youth of the Niger Delta. Somebody like me, I've been looking for these documents, these seed documents, for over 6-7 years. But this particular board came up, the board of the new NDDC board, led by Barrister Dan Abia, made it possible for me to achieve these documents. It has made impact in my life and my family and everybody around me.
The yearning and crying of the people of the Niger Delta is what NDDC is looking up to, by finding solution on how the youth can be got out of the streets. The youth are in the streets. Some of them were involved in kidnapping and other social activities. But today, what NDDC is doing is creating an opportunity for the youth to be participating in governance by way of training them in the marine industry, training them in the oil spill industry. So the youth of the Niger Delta will be involved in the oil industry, will be involved in the marine industry.
Now we go on a short break. When we return, we bring you the end-of-year Thanksgiving service by NDDC, marking the end of official activities for the year 2014. Stay with us.
NDDC, here to make
a difference.
NDDC, determined to make a difference.
Welcome back. As 2014 draws to a close, various organizations have been thanking God for seeing them through the year and for the successes they've recorded within the period. NDDC was no exception to this, as it recently organized an end-of-year Thanksgiving service at its corporate headquarters in Port Harcourt. Our correspondent who covered the Thanksgiving service has the rest of the story.
Oh Lord, my God.
The Thanksgiving service at the corporate headquarters of NDDC on Aba Road, Port Harcourt, was very well attended, with the chairman of the Commission's governing board, Senator Ewa Henshaw, the MD CEO, Barrister Basidan Abia, board members, management staff, members of the Commission's staff and their families in attendance. The Thanksgiving service was an opportunity for the NDDC board management and staff to go to God in prayers and thanksgiving for the successes recorded in 2014 and the one-year anniversary of the present governing board and management. In his Thanksgiving speech, the MD CEO, accompanied by his wife, gave God all the glory for what the Commission has been able to do in the last 1 year.
The business of prayer for this Commission, for this region, cannot be a business of a club. It should be everybody's business. So we thought as a Commission that every last Wednesday of the month we must dedicate that day to do a normal work at 4 o'clock, 4:30. We step down so that I can fast. We fast. So fasting and prayer those days. So we have since maintained that progress. Today, we've renewed our MOU. We've signed a new MOU with Jesus. And when you read one of the clauses so well, that we've opened the doors, all the gates within the NDDC Commission. We've opened them for Jesus to walk in 24 hours. It doesn't need your permission. It doesn't need pass. That is one of the clauses I've read in that MOU.
The first lesson of the service, taken from Psalm 103, was read by the Akwa Ibom State Rep on the NDDC Governing Board, Engineer Eteminyang Jr.
Who satisfy their mouth with good things, so that their youth is renewed like the eagles. Hallelujah. He made known his ways unto Moses, his acts unto the children of Israel.
In his remarks, the chairman of the NDDC Governing Board thanked the Almighty God for bringing the board and management this far in their task of developing the region.
We have completed just about a year in office, this board, and considering everything, we have every cause to say thank you to God. There have been challenges, plenty of them, but somehow we have survived. And I can assure you, we will survive over the next year and the rest of the tenure of this board. I'd like to thank all of you that came with your wives or spouses
and to ask you, when your spouse comes home at the end of the day, ask him or her, how was it at work?
In his exhortation, Bishop Edem Ofyong prayed for peace and called on members of staff of the Commission to be transparent and accountable in all they do so as to uphold the good image of the Commission.
It has not been easy for some of us to be where we are today, if not the mighty hand of God. It has not been easy for us to scale through some human yardstick and canon to emerge and be recognized as who we are today. And that is why we realize the fact that our God is very great indeed. There is none to be compared with him. There was a king in a city. This king passed through so many problems, so many challenges. And each one he will scale through. Each one as they come, he will scale through. At a point, he came with an idea and put it somewhere. Do not waste your heart, because they will help you in the next round. I am direct this nation. Wisdom to handle the terror, receive wisdom.
Well, that's our package for today. Join us again next week for more reports. Till then, kindly send your comments or observations to the address or phone number now showing on your screen. We'd love to hear from you. From me and the rest of the crew, this is wishing you a Merry Christmas and a happy and prosperous New Year. Bye for now.